many sects of, within Islam. And when it comes to the Ahmadiyya movement, how I was drawn to this was really one of my dearest friends who's sitting over there somewhere, Mr. Khan. He's very
Raise your hand, the friend. Yes, good.
So, what I was drawn to it is because there's a misnomer about the Muslim religion, that they're all fanatics, and people like to put this concept forward because of the fervor and the fact that it's more power syndrome and so on, and the religious teachings are what they are condoning is not really from the Quran or from God. That is man's making, whether they be so-called learned teachers. In Christ's time, he had a go at the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Now my point is, Jesus Christ was not the Messiah. Now, Jews still believe the Messiah is still to come. The large numbers of the greatest Muslims believe that the Messiah is still to come. Now, am I right in saying that the fundamental difference between the Ahmadiyya movement, the beliefs, and the other Muslims is that principally that the Messiah has come. But the Messiah is when you say in the old terms, is to say the deliverer. He is the one who is showing the way and saying that we have gone sort of off the rails a bit, gone astray, and get back to fundamentals without going through this,
changing any book or anything.
Yeah, go back to basics.
Right. You see, this one difference can be described as the only difference in a way, in a manner of speaking, but it is an all-comprising difference. It first of all rectifies the attitude towards the prophecies. If you agree that the prophecies are most often parables and metaphors with deeper meanings in it, and overmuch emphasis on literality or literal values of these will be misleading, then you do not only agree on this point, but you also have to agree in so many other interpretations. So it opens the way to all the differences, in fact.
Yeah. This is what I would like to learn, is to find out. I mean, you can't put this under a microscope. I mean, it's not a scientific thing. One has to have faith and belief in this. What I would like to learn is learn more, so that I would understand why it is that you believe that the Messiah is the Messiah.
The Messiah needs to come. That's what you mean?
No. I'm saying you believe. Am I not right? Saying you believe the Messiah has come?
What I'm going to suggest to you is that so far you have undertaken a long, hazardous journey of deciding which of the hundreds of religions, in fact, appeals to you and which you cannot accept as rational. And that journey, without ever having gone into a detailed comparison of their teachings and claims, has led you satisfactorily to that one conclusion, at least, that as found in the present form, none is worthy of acceptance in its totality.
In its totality. In totality, yes.
That's right. Yes. Not otherwise.
Yes.
You agree that all have to be right in the beginning, but they have gone through such metamorphosis that they are no longer recognizable. And the differences we find are man-made, and so we must search for some religion which has not been interpolated by man to that degree. That brought you on the threshold of Islam. But there you found so many differences within. How can you resolve it? By the same guideline, the same principle which you applied in relation to all others. Go to the teachings of different sects and concepts and beliefs, and apply them to the touchstone of your inner truth. And because you have never been misled so far in your journey, I assure you that you will not be misled again, ever after. That is the only way to find out the truth, and to sum up the beliefs is not difficult. To cover the arguments is a very difficult task and very involving task. So instead of starting your journey into the realm of arguments, you better inquire from knowledgeable people of all these sects in Islam as to what would you like me to believe as Islam.
Yes, because one of the problems I have is that what people say is not necessarily what the teachings of that particular sect are. These are, you can't look at so-and-so or this body or that political and say, therefore, that whole sect is tarred with that and that's their belief. That's not. Actually, what the teaching is contrary to the actions of these people.
No, I'm not talking of that. I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I never said that you come to me and inquire from me what the beliefs of Wahhabis or Barelvis or Shiites are. No, not that. I said, inquire from the leaders of those religions themselves.
Right.
And tell them to give you in nutshell their concept of God and religion and the world here and the hereafter and the purposes of man. These are the larger issues in which man is fundamentally interested. The minor differences don't matter much. And find out about the time when Islam was to deteriorate and disintegrate, almost disintegrate. What should have happened? Who would save Islam from this ruin? Inquire about these. And then put the same questions to us.
Yes, as far as you're concerned, what I would like to know, for the little I know, anybody who says that he's done more than scratch the surface is a fool. Because it is not something that you can just,
no, that is not what I'm suggesting either.
Yeah. So therefore, what I'm saying is, what I'd like to know from you is, in terms of the Messiah, there has been, you're not going to believe that unless there's plenty of...
Have you not noticed, sir, that I'm avoiding this answer to this question?
Yes.
Not because I do not know, but because the time is so short now.
Yes, I understand.
That this requires a very long explanation. Covers a lot of areas.
I will make sure that
you are a very intelligent person. That is why I suggested to you that don't call it a single difference.
Yeah, I'm sure there are more than...
Out of this difference are born so many. So I'll have to chase all of them, until you are satisfied. I hope you will. But study more about it.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah.
There's two parts to my question.
Please.
The first part is, what are your views on Ahmadis who think that Ahmadis should only marry Ahmadiyyas?
Ahmadis should only marry Ahmadis.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, the reason I say this is because
I tell you, Islam, that is particularly the Holy Quran, speaks of inter-religious marriages and permits Muslims, Muslim men, only to marry within the area of Ahl Kitab, within the four walls of such religions as are considered to be the revealed religions, not man-made. And do not marry among idolaters. Even if a man, Muslim, intends to marry an idolatrous woman, the Holy Quran does not permit that. As far as the ladies are concerned, the Holy Quran speaks of Muslim girls and says they should not marry like Muslim men are permitted to marry among the Ahl Kitab. They should marry only among themselves.